Yeah. So if you look at society today, right? I mean, the roles of each of these the genders, right? And here we'll restrict ourselves to primarily two, right? Since we spoke about woke and
Yeah.
whatnot, I mean, both the genders, the roles have sort of broken down, right? I mean,
Yes.
it means a lot more, a lot different today than it was like hundreds, even thousands of years back, right? Um, so when you talk about Draupadi or Sitama and so on and so forth, right? How do they sort of fit into this modern
Hmm.
feminist sort of a trope that we have today, where women basically are sort of I won't say forced, but at least inspired, encouraged to do
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
Basically everything in life, right? So how does it sort of balance each other, and what would you say to young women in terms of what they should seek from life?
So, before I answer that question, you spoke about the gender part. So, I want to add a nuance to it, that it is not as if we did not accept out of the normal in our culture. In fact, we always did. We were inclusive of it, right? The Tritiya Prakriti has always been a part of our Sanskriti, of our culture. In fact, they have positions, they have status which they have not gotten anywhere else. The best example, we have Juna Akhada.
Yeah.
One of the Mahamandaleshwar of the Juna Akhada comes from the Tritiya Prakriti, right? So there has always been an inclusion about natural variations, natural differences as well in the culture. So when we say oh, woke agenda, let's also understand that it's not as if we are trashing it, but one needs to define how much and where to stop or how much to extend it to, right? Because in our culture that has never been a problem. Our culture accepting people accepting people with belief systems has never been a problem. So I just want to park it there,
Yeah.
unless people start thinking, oh, they do not accept and they're close minded and all of that. It's not.
Right.
In fact, we've always accepted.
Right.
We have never had a problem where gays were thrown down from terraces or killed, right? That has never happened. There is no law against that as well.
Right.
Was it considered or was it something that was encouraged? No, but it was not as if somebody was like that, that person needed to be killed. So that space was also always there. Coming to feminism, and what you mentioned, the breaking down of the gender roles, yeah. See, the way I see this, right? With technology evolving, this was expected, and this will
Absolutely.
happen
Yeah.
even more, because in earlier, what used to be that both the genders had roles which were very, very physically taxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The structure was like that, the needs were like that. It's not as if ghar ki kaam ke liye you had washing machine and dishwashers and all of it. It was hard work. Similarly, it was not as if when men went out to work, they were sitting in their AC offices and laptop and working, right?
Yeah.
That was not the case. Hence, there was more streamlining in what they did. But with evolving technology, with evolving social structures, that is bound to change. And I have no problem with that at all. Because of this change, the relationship will always be in a flux, which also we are seeing, right?
Right.
What is expected out of a husband, what is expected out of a wife. I think that flux will also be there till we become more stable. And I have seen that stability come where women obviously are going out and becoming more, are becoming okay with outsourcing some of their parental motherly responsibilities, and fathers being more involved in
Absolutely.
household work, in raising kids and all of that.
Yeah.
So I think that flux is definitely going to be. But when we talk about feminism, or and sort of correlate it with the women of the past, I'd say one thing: I don't always trash feminism. I think it had its place. It had its place abroad. It had its place in India as well, because it's not as if we've never had any kind of issues. It was not as if women did not need some sort of a movement to become more assertive. I think in the last 200 years, the actually even more than that, since the Mughal invasions and the Timuride invasions, because Abbas has made a very interesting point. He's like, Babur never saw himself as a Mughal. He saw himself as a Timuride. So it's not actually Mughals, it's the Timurides. So since those invasions started, or even before that, we were faced with barbarians who did not follow any kind of war rules that we had in place. Yeah. And we saw the social fabric break down. Then we saw what happened to the economy of Bharat, after, especially after the Britishers came. So
Right.
we went through a lot of turmoil. Yeah. Because of that, a lot of what we held dear to ourselves as a Sanskriti was lost. All that happened. And there were times when, yes, women were probably subjugated and oppressed or whatever you call it, right? And they needed a voice. They definitely did. Maybe even more abroad, where women did not even have voting rights. They were considered second class citizens, right? And I would say to some extent, I am also a beneficiary of some of those principles. Now, where it gets tricky is this, that what does feminism stand for? Does feminism, if feminism is about being able to express your femininity, claim your space in the society for your feminism or for your femininity, till then it's fine. Yeah, being assertive about who you are, expecting rights, expecting equal kind of adhikar even in the political system, all that is fine. But then we also know waves of feminism, right? The second wave, third wave. Coming to the third wave, it was not so much about relevant rights or appropriate rights. It was about becoming a man. It was about,
Yeah.
just because a man does that, you want to do it. And the worst part was, it was about breaking social structures. Yeah. Now, yeah, social structures can change. There is no harm in that. But if you don't have anything to replace that social structure and you only want to break, then you are leading your society down the path of destruction. What we have seen significantly in the Western countries, right? The family system is broken down. You have youngsters who are always depressed. Yeah. There is no role model to look up to. There are no family support systems and all of that, which all cultural, kya kehte hain ki, gadbad that has happened. But then, what was it before in our societies? Yes, there was a clear cut definition, a clear cut role definition, so to say. But my question is always this, feminism to chhod do. We are talking about Sashактikaran. We talk about women empowerment. Yeah. What is empowerment? Is empowerment, again, as the third wave feminists want, breaking the structures? Or is empowerment being able to assert yourself, your right, and being able to um, uh, constructively play a part in making of those social structures, in making of the society, right? How do you do that? By also knowing that rights come with responsibilities.
Yeah.
It is not about breaking, but it is about making. Yeah. Can you play that role and identify your space in the new making that we do rather than only breaking? And this is what the women of the past did. There is an idea that the usual bhrantis that we have, right, about our epics, that oh, we've always been misogynist. देखो द्रौपदी के साथ क्या हुआ, देखो सीता माँ के साथ क्या हुआ. But let me tell you, every single woman character in our epics are extremely strong, from Ahalya to Sita ji, Draupadi, yes, but even the other characters, like Shakuntala of Abhignan Shakuntalam, Kalidas's Shakuntala is very different from the actual Shakuntala, or Savitri, or Hidimba, or Ulupi, or Kekai, or Kaushalyama. Yeah, they're all very, very strong. They are all financially independent. They have never uh, shied from expressing their opinions. They have never shied from giving advice where they needed to give advice to their husbands, to their fathers, to their spouses, everybody. But they never forgot their role in the society. They never forgot their role, their space, their position in their families. They never forgot their responsibilities, their kartavyas towards their families, right? And they lived up to it. And because they lived up to it, they got the respect that they deserved from everybody around that. So I'm not getting into specific examples. If you read the book, you will know, or if you read the originals also, you will know. So feminism does not only have to destroy. Feminism can be even more worthwhile and productive if they came from this aspect of not doing things because you want it, but doing things because the society wants it and deserves it. Yeah, not to break structures, but to create structures that strengthen the society. And I don't think there is anybody better than a woman to play that role. She's the one who still holds the society
Yeah.
together.